It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers as they play against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Detroit had some players leave over the summer and over last season as well. It's a young team. Looks like they're going to try and build around Andre Drummond. How do they go about that, Kenny?
Well, Drummond's not a big threat from the outside. So, you have to have a stretch four that could help him out a lot. Then he'd have room for interior. They drafted Stanley Johnson. The kid is going to be pretty special. And spacing around the perimeter is going to help, and that will make Detroit a much better team.
I like Drummond as a big man. He can run the floor very well. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kept looking for players who can push.
And it's the Clippers coming in from out of town for this one, an interconference game today. We're at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The Detroit Pistons plan to take advantage of home court. We're all set to bring you NBA action. I'm Kevin. Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. So Detroit will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. And it's Amute into the three, the small forward. Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season. Easily one of the most exciting teams to watch with their high-flying and high-scoring act and number one in terms of efficiency.
It's not just the flash for the Clippers on offense. You talked about their efficiency on the offensive end. Led the league in points scored for 100 possessions at 109.8.
Here's Griffin. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Up top, guarded by Jackson. And it's Paul penetrating, and that one's good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Detroit with the ball. Caldwell Pope pass to Drummond. 4-on-3 break. Shoots. And good. At the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Redick's got his second basket of the game. Out to the right wing. Back to Jackson. Pass to Drummond. That's good. The assist this time from Jackson. For Los Angeles, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for it to start off this game. There's the screen. With the ball to the middle. It's stolen by Harris. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. It's Caldwell and stolen by Redick. Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. He dishes it to Mba Amute. A three-pointer off the mark. 44 big balls. 2-3. Here's Harris. To Morris. That's it. Go to the three. There's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And he's good on the second.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavy weight.
Paul with the bucket.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Here's Drummond, and it comes off the front of the rim. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talk about the raw qualities, and you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. And Harris drops them both.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming a perennial all-star type. Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for a putback.
And not just any old putback, but a big, big foul.
Second chance opportunities. I mean, just go in the basket.
On the topic of Tobias Harris, you'll love that he can contribute in every category of play. As a solid face-up shooter, Clark is getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love how you mentioned those things he does. He also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things. Understands what it takes to win. Constantly controlling team.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by Marcus Morris. The drive by Paul. And he puts it to go.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there. And a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
If you look at Chris Paul, you're looking at a guy who really is the standard bearer of point guards. I mean, he can pass, he can score, he plays great defense, he also competes. What makes him the floor general that the instincts and leadership. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Up to go from 14. And shot by Griffin, no good.
That's one he knows he should have done.
Going back to Chris Paul, if you could build a point guard from scratch, Clark, he might be the model.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could do much worse than him. That's for sure. One of the very best. 6 times he's led the NBA in steals. Just incredible all-around. One of the greatest team leaders, I think, in the history of the league as well.
For the last 2 seasons, he's led the league in assists. You're right. And so it's Detroit with the ball. The Clippers getting the bucket. And here's Morris for 3. Again the miss by Morris. The Clippers in the lead. Skills and Bahamute comes up empty down low.
The defense ready for that possession. They had to be because he is so strong.
That bucket in no time at all. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
There's shot by Redick, no good. The Pistons have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Here's Jackson. Put it on the triple. Jackson's got 6 points.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now. That's been the key.
And dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, he's on the money, it's no doubt. Oh, well, Pope gets the hit. Terrific assist. Nice finish. Solid play all around.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. Now the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late. But you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Detroit with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Paul dishes to Griffin. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Harris.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
Blake Griffin hits them both. And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain field part for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Clippers trail by 5. Paul, right side, takes the 13-footer. That's short off the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Here's Drummond. Rebound by the Clippers. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Paul. Three-pointer. Paul can't get that one to fall. Pistons leading by 5. Now Jackson. 6 points for him. Blake Griffin pulls it in.
Jeez, maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
Is that what you think?
Absolutely.
Instead, it had the opposite effect. He looked foolish.
Such a wide open look. And that's 11 points for Chris Paul.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Crawford drives in. Outside for Jordan. Johnson with the block. And they're able to recover. Moves back up. Paul can't get it to go.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Griffin. It's hauled in by Harris.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And Drummond throws it down.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Clippers trail by 6. Paul passes to Jordan. Back to Paul. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Paul's got 13.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. Spates checked in for the Clippers. Johnson comes in for J.J. Redick. Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Marjanovic. Drains the 19-footer. And the Pistons lead by 6.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Crawford, no luck. The Pistons shooting it from their comfort zone so far in this one, 57%. And down it goes. Dunk threw off a wonderful assist.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Now here's Paul. 13 points in the game. And it's off from three-point range. Johnson kicks to Smith. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. And it's a 10-point Detroit lead.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far. Stretching the lead into double digits already. That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Pistons leading by 8. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
Kevin, he told me basically he wants to turn the thoroughbreds loose today. He said, frankly, I don't think they have the speed to keep up with us. The more we run, the better off we'll be. Should be a fast-paced game, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Paul, following the bucket by the Pistons. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Outside Griffin. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Johnson for 3. It's rebounded by Paul. 58 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in midair and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
Smith kicks to... Here's Marjanovic. The feed to Caldwell Pope. Eyes a 3. Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. Clippers trail by 6. Paul kicks to Griffin. Feeds it to Spates. Puts up the baby hook. It's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. And Detroit has possession. Johnson dishes to Smith. Back to Johnson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
And that one falls for Johnson. And Johnson drops them both. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. To the wing right side. It's deflected. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Rivers. And a chance to hear from DeAndre Jordan, who talks about the inspiration he drew from head coach Doc Rivers.
Doc told me, you know, you should be Defensive Player of the Year, not just for one time, but for multiple years. And I could tell that he wasn't trying to hype me up or just telling me that because I was his player. He really meant it. Once you have that confidence from somebody like that, you can only play well.
A strong case can be made that Jordan played like the Defensive Player of the Year, Clark, this past season. And the fact that he didn't win it looks like it'll keep him motivated.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I love the passion he plays with defensively. It seems like a burning fire in him, and Doc has stoked that fire with desire and inspiration. You've got to love how the passion to play defense burns in DeAndre.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Detroit.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
We got Harris. Johnson is out there with Ish Smith. And it's Marcus Morris. They're the group Detroit to start the second one. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road. And actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
From about 19 feet, Smith gets it to go on the assist by Johnson. And the Pistons lead by 6. Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Johnson attacking. Goes back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the Clippers, with those 8 road wins at the end, you mentioned, that pushed their road record to 26-15. That was second best in the league. It also set a franchise high for road wins.
You know, what's amazing about the Clippers on the road last year, guys, was the context. I mean, they had a bunch of back-to-back games and went 16-4 on the back end of back-to-backs. 11 of those came on the road.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Reggie Jackson comes in for Smith. Harris. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Good. Spades has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound, and once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Now here's Johnson. There's the dish to Morris. Fires for 3. Rebound by Raymond Felton. Clippers trail by 4. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
First free throw is good. And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions, really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player. The outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
Here's Redick following the score by Reggie Jackson. Here is Mbah a Moute. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't in that one. I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Now, here's Felton. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Redick with the bucket.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Mbah a Moute. Dishes it to Redick for the 3. And yes, sir, that one drops. Redick's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Jackson passes to Drummond. Morris kicks to Harris. Outside Jackson. Fires the 3. Again, the miss by Jackson.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Outside Jordan. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. The game now all-time. Redick's got 12.
Boy, he's really starting to get in the flow now. A nice groove. That's his second here in the quarter, after none in the first.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
It's even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it.
Griffin's checked in for the Clippers. Ball comes in for Raymond Felton.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Ball left side. Rebound, Detroit. They've led by as much as 10.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness. But no question, he's improved his skills and IQ.
And it's the Clippers with the ball after the basket by Detroit. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Chris Paul.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Jackson misses.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Clippers trail by 4. Paul goes in. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Johnson outside. And another 3 for Detroit.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Los Angeles has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Paul against Jackson, and it's Paul penetrating, misses from short range.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions yet.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now here's Paul. He's got 20. High, arcing shot, and the foul called on Marcus Morris. Detroit making a switch here. Caldwell Pope checked in. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Mbah a Moute. Detroit on D. They lead by 7. The drive by Paul. Kicks it out to Crawford. Hits the jumper in space. Crawford's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Griffin with the steal. And now Redick pushing it up. No one has to stop him. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And what a tremendous game for Redick. He has 12 points. And he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lewis checked in.
Here in the second quarter, they've made all of their shots from the foul line. And that's a must-do when you're down.
Griffin with the steal. Now here's Paul. Looking for Redick. He gets it there. He had a nice open look right there. Redick's got 12 now in this quarter. The Pistons leading. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Crawford against Morris. To the inside. And Lure gets it to go.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here's Redick. He's got 16. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Caldwell Pope, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Paul kicks to Jordan, and stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. Here's Caldwell Pope, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And great, nothing spurs some good offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense as was displayed right there.
Now, this is just getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this up.
Can't remember the last time they missed one. Remarkable shooting here.
Now here's Paul. He's got 20 to stop the run. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Crawford.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're heading in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Los Angeles has gotten hot from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown. And the Clippers call time here.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lows.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Crawford. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
All right, Doris.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons' season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Bullock, good.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Clippers trail by 13.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. They would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
Detroit's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Nice ball movement by Detroit. The shot. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting teams, sometimes you got to do a little something different to get your offense going. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Good. And the Pistons lead by 17.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside. Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. In part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
Deflects the pass and taken away by Johnson. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Paul. Plays it up and banks it in. Paul's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there.
From deep three-point range, and another three for Detroit. 23 seconds left here in the second. Here's Rivers. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Paul outside. Just 3 on the clock. Got it off in time, and that's not going to go. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Pistons on top. They lead by 18. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Look, Kevin, I've got Doc Rivers. And, Doc, what was happening for the team in that first half, and how do you approach the rest of this game?
I thought we missed some great shots in the first quarter. You can see it affected us. We've been struggling offensively, so it's natural. But we're a defensive team, and we got to be that in the third quarter.
Doc, appreciate it. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. What a game it's been for Tobias Harris. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. And you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
You know, Paul is playing really well. He's got 24 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really spaced the floor.
Here's Paul. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Mbah a Moute in at the 3 spot. Detroit leading by 16. Morris kicks to Drummond. Griffin with the steal. Paul outside. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd rebound tonight. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career-high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from 3 the year before, Kevin, so yeah, monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now, you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
And with Paul, it is all about his consistency. Other point guards will have better years or stretches than him, but he just puts up huge numbers year in and year out, literally like clockwork.
You know, it's amazing to me how little fanfare CP3 gets. I mean, he's not a flashy player, but you look at his effectiveness on the court, and he's a once-in-a-generation kind of talent. I mean, he's done it all his entire career.
Now here's Paul. Following the miss by Marcus Morris. Mbah a Moute dishes to Griffin. Takes it off the glass. Griffin's got 6 points.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
And stolen by Jordan. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Caldwell Pope. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Jackson drives in, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
And, guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts in Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook, Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, and that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
Now here's Redick. He's got 16. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Redick's got 18 points.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Outside for Jackson. For the three. The Clippers grab the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Redick against Jackson. Griffin down low, takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Now a timeout called by Detroit. 16 points for him. The pass to Harris. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. He kicks it to Morris. Left side Jackson. The baseline J. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight. The mechanics are totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feet.
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of you.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Paul. After the basket by Detroit. Passes it to Griffin. Clippers moving the ball around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's sent back by Drummond. Hall. And too long on the shot. Pistons leading by 18. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. Morris with the ball. He's picked up by Paul. Jackson has the open look. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 5 assists in the game. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Griffin kicks to Paul. To halt the run. Good D by Drummond.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And the basket by Harris. Harris has got 16.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now here's Paul. He's got 26. Outside Jordan. Back to Paul. Shoots. And the Clippers miss again.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And the Clippers making a change here. Felton's checked in. Here's Jackson. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 6 assists here tonight.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. So the team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He was intent on running the offense through Jordan. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. Clearly some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agents.
Nice shot by Felton. And Detroit has possession. Jackson drives in, and Jordan sends it back, and they're able to recover. The three from Johnson, and Johnson missing again. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Lets the three fly. No luck. And Detroit the other way now.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
They get it back. Back to Harris. Knocked loose. Second chance shot. Here's Marjanovic.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
The Pistons have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad. Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Here's Johnson following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Here's Harris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Griffin's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Felton the pass to Griffin. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Back to Griffin. Goes up on the high post. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Griffin's got 10 points.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Here's Marjanovic, defended by Griffin. Harris missing again.
Not the best shot right there with the good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense. That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Jordan with the rebound. Clippers trail by 21. Felton kicks to Crawford. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. 10 points for Crawford. Pistons shooting 44% on their field goal attempts in quarter 3. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 12-3 run.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Count that one. And that's now 18 points for Tobias Harris.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Los Angeles calls timeout. As you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
Smith checked in for Detroit. Good. Griffin's got 10 points in the quarter.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Puts up a 3. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. Here's Crawford. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Harris.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
And so Jamal Crawford nails both of them. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
John Lure, he's checked in for the Pistons. Pistons have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And the free throw, no good.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a two-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Crawford. 17-foot shot on the way. Now here's Rivers. He's covered closely and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. On the topic of Caldwell-Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
And he sinks the second.
And Maurice Spates last season was the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Detroit, no good that time either. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Rivers. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Greg, you were just talking about Mo Spates. Clark, he has a great mid-range jump shot.
He does, and they actually call him Mo Buckets. But he actually played so well last season, they even threw in Mo VP from time to time.
Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play. Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Crawford, no one around him. Gets a very good look and converts. Crawford's got 7 now in this quarter. Pistons leading by 14. Kicks to Lure on the wing. Johnson for 3. And that one's good.
And, you know, the role for Rivers last season was that of a bench scorer. I mean, not sure if he'll ever be a starter, but he can be a part of a winning basketball team with his skill set.
Griffin. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Harris. The Pistons shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And with the trade last season, Rivers became the first son ever to play for his father. His dad, of course, being Doc Rivers. And imposing wing player, but Stanley Johnson has incredible strength and really unmatched confidence. One reason why so many were high on him in the draft.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Lure. And both free throws good for Johnson. And for Johnson out of Arizona, Greg, his strength, as you were talking about, is his biggest asset. Helps that he is this incredible arm span. And Clark, you know what? He told me he likes to play the 2K game.
Yeah, he does enjoy that. He likes to play the real game, too,
yeah,
because he's hyper-competitive, and I think he's got a chance to be a superb defender at the NBA level.
Rivers kicks to Crawford. Releases from 15. They grab their own miss.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
And then Johnson with the dunk.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
So it's the Clippers now. After the basket by Detroit, Spates sets a screen. He took good advantage of that screen. And that's now 17 points for Crawford. Harris dishes to Caldwell Pope. Back to Harris. And Detroit again with the bucket. Clippers trail by 20. And here's Rivers. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Austin Rivers. 2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Rivers. Rivers hits both of them. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the third. Smith with it. From deep, three-point range.
Got it! He got it!
Just in time.
What a shot! Wow, what a miracle heave to finish off the quarter. How'd he get that one to go?
I don't know, but I think that's a 2% shot. He'd make 2 out of 100 of those if you gave them to him.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Detroit running away with it. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Johnson is out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the center position. That's the group for Detroit right now. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping. But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. Well, I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectation placed on him was so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit, and he'll play better.
And Morris throws it down.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And Los Angeles guys shooting not great, 40% for the game. Paul kicks to Mbamute. There's a screen. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Redick with the three. Detroit with the rebound.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
Here's Redick following the basket by Stanley Johnson. Crawford outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Paul. And it's sent back by Drummond. To the paint. He goes in for the dunk.
Check out the bounce.
Bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right.
You
Showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Here is Paul after the basket by Detroit. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Jackson misses. The Clippers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. It's Crawford with the drive, and he gets it to go. Crawford's got 19 points.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control is essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Paul, following the score by Reggie Jackson.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
The Pistons have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Now here's Paul. Lets it go from 11. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir. Free throw good, Jordan.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Brandon Bass is checked in for Crawford. Anderson comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Felton in for Paul.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And here are the Clippers now after the basket by Detroit, and they get it back. Bass's shot, good. For Detroit, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Jackson with it. Now Felton defending. And it's off from three-point range. The Clippers shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. It's Anderson with the drive. The shot no good. And it's Detroit the other way. And finished off by Bass. It's not possible what we just said. Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. It's Anderson with the drive, and he converts the layup.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Pistons leading by 23. Bullock kicks to Lure. It's stolen by Bass. Pass to Anderson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
That free throw good from Anderson.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series, and immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Bass. And it's Paul in for Raymond Felton.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19-point lead in the fourth quarter of Game 6, but couldn't hold on to it and lose Game 7. And it was one of the biggest series collapses, really, in postseason history.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
Here's Morris. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 13 with that last one. It's tipped. Pass break Detroit. Throws it up high. Stolen by Anderson. Jumps up. And the dunk by Jordan.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
The Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. J.J. Redick's checked in for the Clippers. Clippers trail by 20. Paul passes to Jordan. The feed to Paul from downtown. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Can't seem to find the range here in the second. He did a great job in the first, hitting 3 from outside.
Paul goes in. They get it back. And terrific work on the offensive glass when he picks up 2. Paul's got 28.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
And it's sent back by Drummond.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Stupendous. I love that word. Save that one. The word and the jam. I want to see it again.
Just beautiful.
That's one of those alley-oops upside your head right there.
Paul outside. He dishes it to Jordan. They get a hand on it. Griffin a screen on Morris. And Mbah a Moute kicks to Paul. A three-pointer off the mark. Detroit leading by 22. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Griffin with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Shot's good from Mbah a Moute. Detroit's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Knocks it loose. Now the Clippers moving it up. And it's sent back by Morris.
He's giving them little to nothing at the offensive end. I can't put it any other way.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Jordan the screen. Over in the corner, Mbah a Moute misses the 3. The Pistons shooting so well, 63%. The offense working as one cohesive unit. Here's Caldwell Pope. Morris dishes to Drummond. Rebound by the Clippers. Jordan's got rebound number 15 here tonight. A baseline J. That's good on the jump shot. Redick's got 22 points.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Now here's Jackson. Out left to the wing. Caldwell Pope passes to Drummond. From deep. Drummond with another miss. Clippers trail by 20. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Over to the wing. Jordan the screen from past the arc. The shot by Redick, no good.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down.
And slam dunk by Harris.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah,
better. He absolutely put that on a platter for him.
The drive by Paul. And it's sent back by Drummond. They get it back. It's good. 16 points for Jordan. Pistons leading by 20. For Jackson, fires the three. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Clippers shooting around. All up top, covered by Morris. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 30 points.
He has definitely tried to battle his team back into it.
The Pistons shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late. Inside, a tray. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Paul outside, and the wide-open shot from Redick. His three-pointers off the mark. The Pistons shooting indicative of smooth offensive play. Up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. The offensive rebound. Left side Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. 1:58 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his third foul of the game. There's 1:54 left in the game. And Mbah a Moute kicks to Paul. It's Redick on the wing. Griffin dishes to Mbah a Moute. Shot clock at 3. Here's Redick. Drummond knocks it loose. Morris into the lane. Griffin with the steal.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Detroit.
Clark, the biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
I thought both teams worked hard at both ends, but sky-high field goal percentage and pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Excellent effort tonight.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Jackson. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
That one's off. Still out of sync.
On now, that slow start.
Here's Harris. And he jams it with authority.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
That's good.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
Here's Drummond following the basket by Chris Paul. Jackson misses.
Well, it's been a turbulent quarter, really rough for him. Nothing going his way, but he seems determined to shoot his way out of it.
Here's Redick outside for Griffin. Pass to Mbah a Moute. It's Redick on the wing. Again, Los Angeles. Jackson. And the miss. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Tobias Harris. He notched his season high and his scoring.
A nice game, real nice game.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew,